Hi. Okay, so I'm going to be talking today about AI again, and a very exciting application of AI, and that's image generation with DALLE 2. I just want to say before I start, nearly every image in the slideshow is generated by DALLE 2 by me or someone else, including this background image. Cool. All right, so quite a bit to cover today, a whole bunch of examples of that it creates, then a bit of an explanation of technical details and how it works, and then finally, then open questions about ethics and commercialization. Then finally, a live demo, and I'll actually be generating images for you. Okay, so firstly, if you go to OpenAI's Instagram page for DALLE, you can see lots of images. Have been very nicely curated, as everything is on Instagram. And you can already see it can generate a whole lot of styles, and it's very diverse. So how it actually generates images is with a text prompt. And here you can see just minor changes create a huge difference in the output. So the text is a store of Kermit the Frog in, and then we have various different styles here. Breaking Bad, Blade Runner, The Matrix, Spirited Away, WALL-E, and The Last Airbender. So I thought this was very cool, and I applied for access to this tool, and last week I finally got access to DALLE 2. Cool. So this is one of the first prompts I tried. Photograph of dogs sitting at a table playing chess outdoors. And as you can see, it worked quite well. And from a distance, you can see two dogs and they're playing chess. Although, I don't know, can I zoom in here? Oh, it's not showing. Yeah, just don't look what is happening. Okay. If you look at the chess pieces, they're a bit of a mess. So that really tells you that it's generated, that's AI generated. Then my next one was a man riding a plane across a desert sky. It's got all the pieces here, but it's not quite what I had imagined. And as you can see with faces, it sometimes does weird things. But then if I just add the word painting at the end, I did change the text slightly, but adding the word painting really changed the image. And I think it overall does much better with drawings and paintings. I think it just has more freedom and allows it to be more abstract and doesn't have to care about the details as much. Yeah. So adding digital art also works well. This was quite an imaginative phrase, a unicorn eating an ice cream on a tightrope. I did not come up with that, a friend did, but yeah. And you can see it actually works pretty well. The one unicorn, I don't know, the hand kind of blends into the ice cream, but the other ones I thought were pretty cool. And it's able to capture two styles at once. So here I've got brain, right hemisphere, creative, colorful painting, left hemisphere, scientific diagram. So firstly, DALLE does know its left from its right. And yeah, it clearly did manage to match each style to each side, although only the third one is what I was really imagining when I typed in this prompt. Here's another interesting style. An art fighting a black-scaled fire-breathing dragon, crochet. And you can see it really managed that the word crochet really managed to affect the entire image. Yeah, it's crocheted. But also something interesting is the lady in art here. And this is not by chance. OpenAI purposely interfered with their training to mitigate natural biases on the internet. You don't have too many lady nuts. Okay, let me not step on too many toes here. Yeah, that's why there is one appearing here all the way on the left. So here's an example of a prompt which really shows these guards were against bias. I typed in doctor, and here we can see both male and female doctors. Maybe would have liked a bit more color in this image, but I think it's done pretty well. It doesn't always. So, fun fact, it mostly comes up with Hindu deities. I don't know why, but that is just what it does. So is it any surprise that DALLE thinks God is Hindu? Okay, so now we've seen what it can do. I want to try explain a little bit of how this works. I'm going to go over this very quickly. Yeah, as you can imagine, it's quite complicated architecture. So this is a similar model developed by Google. The reason is because it's slightly simpler than DALLE, and also because Google made a nicer image. So this has 3 billion parameters spread across multiple models. So firstly, we have a transformer, which takes in your text and transforms it into numbers that the model can understand. Transformers are 5 years old already, so this is in machine learning, that's old news, might as well happened last century. Then you have a diffusion model, which actually generates the image, and the main model behind this is a convolutional autoencoder, quite a complicated beast, but yeah. And then you have 2 models which scale up the resolution, which use a similar type of model. The reason why it generates a smaller image first is because the image generation is extremely expensive. So it's quicker to generate a smaller image and then try and improve the resolution afterwards. My friend told me this is like the CSI effect where you have super zoom. So the main image generation is a denoising diffusion probabilistic model. So the idea is when training, you start off with an image and you go from right to left, where you take the original image and you slowly add noise until at the end you have completely noise. And then you train a model to reverse this process. So if any of you know what generative adversarial networks are, then the main advantage of this over GANs is that the processes are analytical. So I want to show an example of this actually happening. So this is my, just waiting. Why are these chips not playing? So this is my own model. Sorry, this is not coming out nicely. But anyway, this is my own model, which trained myself on numbers, and it has 400,000 parameters, the actual image that is denoising. But on the right, what your model is trying to do is predict all the way at the end to t equals 100 what the final time step is going to be like. So I don't know if you can look at that 0, second from bottom, second from left. At one stage, it's going to be a 9. I don't know how clear this is. And then it decides it's actually going to be a 0. But this isn't so clear. Anyway, moving on. So some open questions about this technology. So I'm going to read off quotes directly from OpenAI's own risk assessment of the technology. I don't have enough time to explore these, they're just food for thought. DALLE 2 maintains the ability to generate content that features or suggests any of the following: nudity, sexual content, hate or violence and harm. This is despite efforts by the researchers to take out this training material. I guess there's just a lot of that on the internet. They have very strict filters against this, so please do not send me any rude prompts other than be not safe for work. I will get my access to this technology banned, and I do not want to do that. It has the potential to harm individuals and groups by reinforcing stereotype. We have already explored that. Could potentially empower information operations and disinformation campaigns. I don't know how this is any worse than Photoshop or deepfakes, but yeah, it is something to consider. The model may increase the efficiency of performing some tasks like photo editing or production of stock photography, which could display jobs of designers, photographers, models, editors, and artists. At the same time, it may make, I like to think this, like I saw NAS analogy to music synths. They didn't replace classical instruments. We still have violins and pianos. But they definitely did influence all of the music that came afterwards. Cool. So let's actually go and see how this works. Where? Any problems? Pink glass face. It sometimes doesn't do so well with this relationships, which is what you're trying to test here. Oh, sorry, I said a bars, not a vase. Okay, and it's going to do something weird. Sorry, that's a thought. There's going to be bars and red roses. I have no idea what that is going to be like. Oh, this is coming. Okay. It decided, I don't know what's going on there. Okay, I think this is good enough. Do we have other ideas? I'm gonna try with a banana, like that? Sure. So, okay, it seems to think your drone is made out of a banana. But you see here, I think you imagined an operator, so I didn't specify that exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a drone with a banana, not someone flying it, not an operator making a pilot. Yeah, you have to be very specific. Yes? They purposely make, but you can try a better person in. I don't know if we have anyone. Yeah. Kardashian. With Donald Trump. It sometimes does freaky things with faces. I told you it has a very strict filter. Okay. I think we're done here. You can come after me if you have any other ideas for prompts. Yeah.
What is it good for?
I mean, yeah, so many people have asked me this. Like,
well,
so
I mean, that's the point of technology, right? It has to be good for something. Other than putting digital workers out of work, yeah. What is it good for?
I think it's like stock images for like making PowerPoint presentations and just little images
Yeah,
like
but
I did.
that makes
But-
Shutterstock and all the money people make through Shutterstock obsolete.
Yeah.
So
That
other
is-
than putting people out of business, what is it good for?
Another interesting use I've seen is like idea generation. I know someone was thinking of doing it for companies and generating new products to stimulate that, but I don't know. For them, OpenAI said this is part of their mission to make AI more intelligent.
Cool. And then one question from the chat, the second question.
Yeah.
Okay. Read behind you. Okay, it says, can we use these images anywhere? Are these images licensed or copyrighted?
You can use them anywhere. OpenAI says they transfer the copyright over to you. So you're free to use these images how you want. There are also models which you can run on your own machine if you have a powerful enough GPU. And then, yeah, those are your own images.